guys, Mardi Gras Man 23 here, and this video is a long time coming. This is my Sitcomplex. This thing is so big I can't even put the camera on the tripod. So let's take a look at it. It's going to be hard to do because it's so big. So let's take a look at it. So on the top you've got Thor's rooftop apartment. That is from the Welcome to New Asgard Thor set. You see there's Thor. What I want to do, I've actually got the plates to change the roof plates out and then completely put the trim around it. You know, that eventually one day. Then on the top right here, there's a black piece where there really should be a gray piece. But when I put the roof plate there, when I change that plate out, I'll move that to there. So that's just a little bit of detail that I've got left to do on it. Then this is going to be Rachel and Monica's apartment. And then that is Joey and Chandler's apartment. That is made from the Friends apartment set. Below it, we have the Seinfeld apartment, which is made from the Seinfeld set. And then below that, we have the Central Perk, which is made from two Central Perk sets. Here's one side. This side looks really good. You see the air conditioning hanging out of Jerry's apartment. This side looks really good as well as the front. So here's the back. Again, doesn't look too bad. Bottom floor has a little bit of issue, but that's because of the built-in side. That is the back of the coffee bar. This floor looks really good because it's got all the windows where you can see inside of Jerry's apartment, as well as this one you can see inside of Joey and Chandler's apartment, and you can see the canoe there with the duck and the chick. And then you've got Rachel and Monica's. Again, you can see all the windows. So this floor isn't too bad with the exception of that out of place brown on the bottom, that brown and green on the bottom. But this isn't too bad. I mean, the good thing about it is you can see inside of all the apartments. Now this side is the eyesore. Not so bad on the top. Not so bad there. But here's Jerry's apartment, and that is the backside of his cabinets, of his kitchen cabinet, and it is an eyesore. And then the bottom actually looks really well too. But I guess if you were going to put this in your city, you would want another building beside this just to cover up that monstrosity right there. And like I said, that's not avoidable. I mean, I guess you can figure out how to move that in one stud maybe, but I'm not going to take the time to do that. The easy thing to do is just put another building beside it and cover it up. So let's take a look at the inside. So here's an overhead view of Central Perk. What I really like about this is it's so big. I mean, you've got the Phoebe stage right there. You've got the main centerpiece of Central Perk, which was the big coffee table and the couch where they always were. You got the coffee bar right there, which that's Gunther behind the coffee bar, and that is the inside of that out of place brown on the outside. And then over here you've got the pool table, which you never saw this on the show. There was one or two episodes that the pool table was in. I think it was only in one, and it was a throwback episode. And if I'm not mistaken, when you walked into the coffee shop, you walked right, and the pool table was right in the center. So that would have put it right where that little extra table is. But it's a nice addition. It actually has, it's like its own little room right there. Very nicely done. Very nicely done with a lot of details. You've got the staircase that goes up to the second floor, which means that right there is a lot of dead space. But really like it. Really like it. So let's look at the next floor. So the next floor is Jerry's apartment, and this would make it floor 2. I really want to add a few floors below it to jack this up to floor 5, because Seinfeld's apartment was on the 5th floor. But what I was thinking was I could just put it, but the way the rooftop lines up, it can be no lower than 3 from the top. So that means I would need to add 3 floors below it. I want to get the Big Bang Theory, add that one, and then we'll go from there. So let's get back to Jerry. So there's his nice kitchen, which is pretty reminiscent of what you saw on the show. I think the bar is facing the wrong way, but that's okay. You've got the apartment where they hang out. The couch where they hang out. I just got Jerry in there with his mic. And there's his mic stand, which is kind of out of place, but you've got this little part of his office, which you always saw this from the other side of the room. You could always see this chair, and sometimes you saw that computer. I don't know if that wall was, I don't think that wall was there, though. And then you've got the air conditioning in the window. That's from an episode with Kramer. You've got the nice little bedroom here. This bed is one of the most annoying parts of this whole build. If you just touch it, it falls off the studs or it falls apart. It is a pain. You build the walls up around it, and if you touch it, it falls apart, and then you've got to figure out how to get it back together and then get it lined back up. That is the worst part of this whole build. It looks pretty neat, but it's rough. Then we've got the little hallway. You've got the little, I guess we'll call that a foyer. There's Kramer out there. So this apartment has it all. It even has the bathroom, which was really cool, and that is actually exactly where the bathroom was in the show. So that's pretty nice. So like I said, this is a really good floor. I want to move it up to floor 5, but that means I have to get some floors to go below it. So let's take a look at the next. On this floor, we have Joey and Chandler's apartment, which is pretty cool. There's the unit that Joey built, except in the show when he built the unit, they couldn't get out of their rooms because it was so wide. There's the foosball table, which is a very important part of a lot of episodes. The bathroom, which is actually in the right spot. The kitchen is set up just the way it was in the show. The canoe, I don't know if you guys remember. Joey got locked in the unit by somebody he was trying to sell the unit to, and they stole all their furniture. So they actually came up with lawn chairs and a canoe. The yellow couch, which was in this apartment, is the closest one to the actual apartment on the show. Now in the show, this would have been across the hall from Monica and Rachel, but it's below them in this one. So you got both bedrooms, really tight bedrooms, but I mean, they serve the purpose well. So we really like this one. A lot going on, a lot of details. So let's take a look at Monica and Rachel's apartment now. All right, so this is Rachel and Monica's apartment, which later became Monica and Chandler's apartment. So you've got the nice stairwell right here. This one has the little balcony, which that was featured in a few episodes. That's pretty cool, except they didn't have a door to get out on the balcony. They actually had to climb through a window, which I think is pretty typical for New York apartments. Not that I've ever been there, but you got the 2 beds over here, which is in the correct space. So this is set up pretty close to the apartment. You got the kitchen, the couch. Yeah, I mean, you've got everything here set up kind of like the apartment was. That actually isn't in the set, but I built it. That is the, I can't remember her name, but it's Gladys. I think it's Gladys. It's a portrait with a mannequin that Phoebe built. So we got a few of the figs in here. Nice little addition. Nice little apartment. A lot of details. What's cool about this is every floor has a bathroom. Really cool. That's something a lot of sets now have, but they didn't used to. They used to always skip out on the bathrooms, but I think they're trying to include it in a lot of modulars. So let's move on. So here is Brother Thor's apartment, and it is the rooftop apartment. This was it's supposed to be his little apartment. He had a new Asgard. There's Thor there. Got the bedroom there. Little desk. Got the TV where he plays his PlayStation, Xbox, whatever that is. A lot of stuff going on here. That is actually the wrong knife. I didn't have the correct knife, but I figured it's no big deal. And that knife looks more like something Thor would have anyway. Then over here, of course, it's a bathroom. Lot of stuff going on in this apartment. Look at all those little pieces. Pizza everywhere. I mean, this is just somewhat of a man cave. So let's put it all back together. So I've had this built for a few weeks, and I finally decided to take the time to do the video. Now the question is, where am I going to put it? I don't have a city, so that makes it pretty tough for me to display. So I'm going to have to find a spot where I can put it and just leave it built so I can keep adding on to it. I do want to find a Big Bang Theory set, but I don't want to pay $200 for it. So I'm continuing to look for that, and I'll add that floor. This thing is pricey. You need 2 Central Perks. You need a friend's apartment. You need a Seinfeld apartment. You need the new S-Card set. And then you have to buy a whole bunch of pieces for each floor. This took me, I don't know, probably 6 or 8 or 9 Bricklink orders. If you watch my hauls, you saw the biggest Bricklink order I've ever made. And that probably wasn't even half the parts. Might have been close to half the parts. But now, as I add to it, I can add 1 floor at a time, and it won't be so bad because I was buying the pieces for all the floors at one time. So, I mean, you got to figure the sets are going to cost what they cost, and then you'll probably add another $30 or so in parts per floor as I go. So I'm even thinking about buying the new Lego Ideas set. It's not the newest one, but have no interest in the show. But I'm thinking about buying it just so I can add that floor to this bad boy. So what do you guys think? Everything you need to build this is found on Rebrickable.com. I feel bad because I don't remember the guy who actually did the designer. He also has so this is the Sitcomplex. He also has a tower. And he has a lot of instructions for floors that are just floors from different TV shows. Whereas they don't have a Lego set. You just buy the pieces and build the floors. I may add 1 or 2 floors like that. Don't know. But what you do is you buy the plans, and when you buy the plans, he gives you the list of parts, and he also gives you a file that you can load into Bricklink in your wanted list. So you can just transfer them right to your Bricklink, and it makes it really easy to go find the parts. So I will leave a link in the description to the Rebrickable page where you can find this. If you want to see a more detailed review, you could check out Alex Noon's. He actually was the inspiration for me to finally do it. I had wanted to do it for a while because I saw it. And then when he started putting it together, I decided to kind of go after it. And his is up to, I think he's got 3 more floors than I have, or at least 2. He's got the Big Bang. He's got the one that the Queer Eye for the straight guy. So that's 2 more. I think he might have added another one. So that's it for this one, guys. Really appreciate all the support. Thanks for watching. And until the next one, we'll see you again.